Pochettino just stated in his press conference that he believes Palmer's going to be fit to play in this double game week, so he's on the shortlist this game week. He faces Villa away and Spurs at home. Now both Chelsea and Spurs have a double game week, therefore Son's on the shortlist. He faces Arsenal at home and Chelsea away. Now they are slightly more difficult fixtures from an attacking perspective than what Chelsea have got, so if you want to target those fixtures and you think Palmer's going to have reduced expected minutes because he's returning from injury, you could go for Jackson as a differential option. He has actually got better underlying stats than the other two players from a footballing perspective. The problem is, in the expected numbers calculations, he does score one less point for every XG registered. So from an FPL perspective, all three of the underlying stats are similar. The problem for Jackson is that he's underperformed his underlying stats, whilst the other two players have overperformed them massively. There isn't much to split Palmer and Son, but let's not take anything away from Palmer. He does edge it on both metrics. It does help that he's a set-piece specialist at Chelsea, takes direct free kicks, indirect free kicks and corners. As for the other two players, they don't take any of them, and then Son and Palmer are both on penalty duties. When we look at the probability section, we need to bear in mind this is based on the assumption that each player plays 180 minutes in the double game week, and we will take a look at the expected minutes later on in the video. So if all three players played both full matches, Palmer's got the highest anytime goal score odds and the highest anytime assist odds, therefore he's got the highest chance of success with a 79% chance, and he's only got a 21% chance of blanking. Whilst Son would have the lowest chance of success if they all played all the matches, Son has got the highest expected minutes, so don't write him off yet. It's Palmer who's got the highest points projection this game week. He's got a figure of 9.7 on FPL Review. However, on Fantasy Football Fix, they disagree. Son's got the highest with 8.1. Son's only 0.1 behind on Review, but Palmer's 1 full point behind on Fix. So Son's got the highest points projection by quite a margin. The story takes another twist though. The Korean's got much more difficult fixtures from an attacking perspective than the Chelsea players. Not only do Spurs have to face against the best defence in the league who are challenging for the Premier League title in the North London derby, which is Arsenal, Chelsea's defence is still better than Villa's and Spurs as well. This is displayed through the defensive numbers on the screen, plus Tottenham's opponents are twice as likely to both keep a clean sheet than Chelsea's opponents. With that being said, it's Palmer who's got the riskiest expected minutes this game week because he is returning from injury. He has had a week's worth of rest though. As for Son, he's had more than 2 weeks worth of rest because Spurs had a blank game week. As for Jackson, he has only had 4 days worth of rest, but his expected minutes are looking promising. From what I've seen, I don't think Jackson competes enough, so it is between the other two players for captaincy this game week. All things considered, if Palmer had high expected minutes like Son, I'd be straight on him this game week with the 2 easier fixtures, and him having slightly better stats as well. It's the fact he's returning from injury that makes this more of a difficult decision, but for me, I prefer that explosive player, and his expected minutes aren't too bad, so I'm going to captain Palmer this game week. If you found this video informative, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any future captain picks.